Alright, so the project that I import to the assignment 1, right, integrate the rich Excel file in here, is working so far, and we can see the output showing the contents from Excel. And this Excel file location is right here, right, where everybody contribute the data list here. Okay. Which you can just import. Or just download. This could be as XLSX, which is the latest version. Or you probably has to save it as XLS since this POI libraries only support the, for this one, it may support XLSX, but for this code, we just do only .xls support. And this is the location of our project. I'm going to replace it with the latest list. And we will test this again. Okay. So we have the latest information in. First column, we don't need it. First row. So we start to create the hospital object, right, based on hospital name and address, which has street address, city, name, and state. City and state, right? So we need a state. And then zip code, latitude, longitude, location. This is actually a phone number, but it's happen to read in, some of them reading as phone number, some of them reading as the floating numbers. So we have to fix this issue first, otherwise we will be in trouble when we write a code since the data type is different. So let's look at the Excel files and fix this issue. Only this has the different format of the data type. They're all text. So I have fixed the data into the same format now. So they are reading as like the floating point numbers. Then we can use the program to convert back later to a string. Alright, so we start to put the constructor get and setters now, generate the source code. So let's do constructor, which including all the fields. And we may need the default constructor. Hospital. Default hospital. So that's the program generated. Right, generate the default. Select none. did. No, I didn't do it. Let me see. Okay, so pretty much the same thing if the program generated, like you type in. But when it's none, you're supposed to initialize. The attributes to be an empty string. So since they use all the attributes, they type as the string. So initialize to like an empty string. String type. Alright, so now we're gonna do the getter and setters. For all the attributes. And lastly, we're gonna do the toString. So that should be complete for the requirement first section. We created an object class there, and we have to work on the GUI now. So before that, let me actually stop using main here, right? Since I'm actually copy over the code from this Excel project. So to test, which we should create a method instead, right? By let's say Excel reader, something like that, and pass in the Excel file, right? Which is string file name, and this could be the attributes of this class. And we need to create a constructor of this class. That's the IntelliJ generated. Now, this is going to be any file name that you specify, right? So we just try to make this as the general purpose class that when we want to call Excel reader, we can actually clearly use the static methods, right? Then this constructor is not necessary then, because it's a static method. Call the class name dot, and method name should be lowercase. Pass the file name in. Since this is static, then we don't use this. Yeah, just do the same. It's better. Okay. And the rest of the code is doing the reading. Once it's done reading, we may want to return the list instead of void. Since it's going to read and store into the list, I keep adding. So instead of show Excel. We don't need to show it anymore. We're going to return the data, right? Or it's being add to sheet data or data. Sheet data. Our data is for each cell, and other cells comes to get into the sheet, create the sheet. So return the sheet data, because finally data add to the sheet data, and do another loop, big loop. Alright. Yeah. By rows. This is one row, and this is all the rows. Build a sheet. Return a sheet. And we can make this to test, leave it like that as static if you want to pass a list to show the data on the console. I'm not going to erase that, so we don't need this. Now, return the list. We're done with the models. We're going to construct the view, which is the GUI view here, right? And if we want to use XML, then we're technically going to create a new XML file here. New file, and this is going to be hospital list dot, let me just say java fx dot fxml. Now we just need to use the scene builder to start to build, right, the objects. Now how you want the screen to look like. Alright, so once the design is ready, so we have the design, we're going to follow the design, which we said it's going to look something like this. This is a page, and we have another, like this is a search, right? So we have something like these symbols. Right, search. And we have the table list. I mean, this is just a quick design, so. And this is like great to display the results. And normally designers just like to use Photoshop or Illustrators. And then we start to see the result. Like hospital name. Let me just, yeah, let's do a snapshot of this. You want something like that.